lost its way to TNA. And then they became Impact Wrestling. And, they went through many trials and tribulations. Now they're at a point where they've been on a roll, so to speak. I mean, you're if you're looking at ratings per se, it might not be there. But I mean, you gotta look at the overall picture there. On a streaming service, they, are a part of, in one way, there, TKO, in some regards. They're on their way. They have the talent, the roster is stacked. It's talented. People come there because they want to be there. And recently, just a couple of hours ago, Scott Damore was let go. Without Scott Damore, and I'll tell you this, without Scott Damore, TNA would be no more. This man, he took a company that was on its last legs and he built it back into a respectable name in the industry. He gave wrestlers a chance to shine and rebuild their name, provided consistent booking, and gave you the most consistent wrestling show around. To the point where Impact became the most slept on show amongst wrestling fans. And because of that, Scott Damore was able to take the Impact and rebrand it into TNA. When people made that announcement, I had a slightly different view, but nonetheless, even though I didn't agree with it, I could see that a lot of people liked it, and a lot of people were clamoring for it. What was once tarnished was back into shining like gold, and that's because of Scott Damore. We owe Scott Damore, as wrestling fans, a huge thank you. Not really sure now what's in store for TNA. A new power regime will surely bring changes. You really don't know how things like that work out until they really unfold. One thing I do know is this: TNA was on the way up. And this is a surefire way to halt much needed momentum. Anthem, what are you doing? He did very good. Look, some people, in the message boards, the comments, I hear them say that he pushed the ex WWE stars too much. Trinity was given too much. Mustafa Ali, and grizzled young veterans already have title shots. But when you say that, by those standards, Peraza was also ex WWE, right? And she would be known more for her time in TNA than her time in WWE. I just wish that, there's this mindset sometimes along that IWC that people that worked in WWE should not be able to thrive in other companies. And it's like almost like the corporate suits. Now they see the opportunity to squeeze TNA for every penny. No thanks to the man who turned it back into a respectable company for them. how quickly, I hope not, but how quickly could this fizzle out for TNA? Very surprised. Some people, and I think that's the problem, that from what I read, that the Anthem group, they wanted more of a stronghold, a kind of a more of a grip on TNA. Uh, and people started getting back into TNA solely because of Damore. Sounds, to me like the talent, thought very highly of him, and the product showed because of him. It's look, it's very weird. Through all these years, like I finally get in momentum. That's when you pull the rug on the guy, and I get it. It to a sense, there may be a little bit of jealousy there, and the higher ups wanted more about, more closer to. They feel like it's maybe Scott Damore's company instead of their own company. But I mean, if this is something, this is a company that you didn't even expect to be making money, is now at least doing something. Why would you just? I don't know. I don't know. I'll tell you this much. Tony Khan has a chance of a lifetime right now to get Scott to come in and turn that AEW ship around. I'll tell you that much. You know, if Tony Khan had a guy like Scott Demore in there, Tony could concentrate on being the CEO instead of being the booker and day-to-day operations. You know, the guy over there. It will make things a lot easier for him. I hope all is well. And I hope this works out for TNA.